Hello guys, it's Ramos here, bringing you some news about what's most likely going to be the Warwick rework. We know that he's up next on the line, the Assassin's rework is done and he was next on the line for the gameplay and visual update. So with PB starting a new cycle next week, I believe that he will be added in that week. So we just received this new story from Riot, Engineering the Nightmare, where we see Singed creating a new person, or more likely transforming a person into a monster. And we know that in the backstory of Warwick, that's what already happened. He was in the story. Warwick wasn't a monster always, so now Singed is recreating him, making him look a little bit prettier. And there's a lot of schemes here, a lot of drawings and writing, but it's unreadable. And I think it's written by a cat because you can't really read it very well. But let's take a look at what he's saying here. So it says that it's subject 1088. Man, Singed had a lot of subjects, unless he's just randomly adding numbers to create the subject names. That would also be possible. So he says that procured a cutthroat hiding among the populace and fading civility. So he stole a cutthroat, now he's turning him into a monster because he saw a beast within him and he wants to let it out. So it's pretty clear for me. Plus we have some claws down there, so I think this will be the Warwick rework. But let's see everything that's happening here and let me show you all the drawings as well. And he says that's going to produce the transmutation and that it will be a metamorphosis and will transform the man into a beast. Next he's talking about augmentation and that he's drilling into his bones to attach things to them. So he's turning him into Wolverine, and apparently he did all this while the subject was conscious and screaming for 6 hours, so that's pretty nice, Singed. Why not at least put them into anesthesia or hit them in the head with a big hammer so they faint, because this is pretty cruel, my friend. Next, in the Grand Catalyst, they say that subject received some potions into his veins that probably turned him, and pain was the catalyst of change. And then his anatomy changed. His bones and the structure of the skeleton also reshaped, so he got turned into a very nice werewolf here probably. But apparently the pain was too much and he also cut himself, cutting his hand off. And Singed says that he will try again tomorrow. And apparently beneath the bandages there is a proto-limb and flesh continues to grow outside the formation of the bone, so he's probably regenerating, so we'll get a nice new gore in League of Legends where you can cut Warwick's hand and it will grow back. That would be pretty damn cool. So I guess this is it, this is the regeneration procedure that he has now. Then in the new design he says that he's working with steel to create a new part for his hand to allow the limb to grow back completely. And that he's improving upon nature. And here we can kinda see some mechanical claws, so that's pretty damn interesting. So is he going to be a metal werewolf now, or he's going to be just a man with Wolverine hands? Who knows? And here he says that he had finished adding the enchantments and the augmentations to the alchemical chamber. Then he says that he's still changing and that bone and metal joined together, and that again he reformed, giving a bestial form that started to begin to emerge. His flesh was still crumbling and eventually his restraints were broken as well and he got free, and afterwards he jumped onto Singed, tearing into his face but reopening the old wounds and feeding the old rage. They struggled for a little bit but eventually he collapsed, presumably dead, with no heartbeat. So Singed threw him away, believing that he was deceased. And the last part is that he returned to his laboratory, destroyed everything, clawed them, and there were marks of metal claws everywhere. So he was still alive. Maybe he came back to life, maybe he was revived, or maybe he's an immortal. And Singed says that he must make a new laboratory and prepare everything for the next phase, and that he wants to recall the name the man said before collapsing, and he says that it's perhaps a name and that he will start there and see what the search leads him to. So what was the name that he said? A location? His old name? We'll see. Maybe it is also related to a new champion. I don't think it's a new champion yet. So it kinda sounds like Warwick. And that name, I'm not sure what he means with that. I don't know what the name was. Did he call himself Warwick? Maybe. But the thing is that before, Warwick was a friend with Singed, and he was doing researches and transformations and experiments on people, but he somehow got himself turned as well by drinking a potion that turned him into that, even if Singed told him not to. So they're probably changing the lore again, because now he won't be the same classic werewolf. Probably he's going to be more like a monster with metal claws, which is pretty interesting, but now he's probably not going to be Singed's friend anymore. And about that name, I don't know what he said. Maybe he said his name, maybe he said Zaun because that's where they are, but they were already there, so who knows? We'll see. We'll see if we get another phase of this, or we directly get him on the PvE when the PvE will be updated. But this is pretty interesting. So yeah, possibly he said his name, because in this story they weren't friends if he captured him and is turning him into this. So it's not like the old lore, it's a new lore, and Warwick said his name before fainting there. But yet now he's going to be changed. He's not going to just be a normal werewolf like we know in other movies or games. So he's going to have some potion inside him as well that augments his power, possibly through his chemicals that Singed added. And we can see in one of the pictures that he was pretty damn big, so who knows, maybe he's going to be even bigger than before. And maybe he can regenerate now. So that's what we know for now. Let me know what you think about this, and what do you feel about the new Warwick not being a full werewolf. From what I see here, it's going to just be a man-wolf thing. But it's pretty interesting, can't wait to see his new abilities as well. I don't know what's going to be changed and what is going to be kept the same, but probably his abilities will be changed as well. I hope the ultimate still remains, that was pretty nice, and it's one of the only suppressions, so I hope that remains. And yeah, thanks for watching, leave a like, comment and subscribe, and go check my deleted items video as well. And I'll see you soon, bye bye.